Good morning, everybody. It is what 6:50 in the morning, Sunday. Oh, the last day of the weekend before you head back to work, to the grind. Speaking of grind, I'm having some good Starbucks coffee right now. So good. But this morning I was thinking all about numbers. Because they've become such a integral part of my life, like unexpectedly. And we just I just started the new tallow balms with the angel numbers, and I wanted to go a little bit more into numbers and angel numbers specifically, but I just started realizing, I guess within the last couple of months, just how important numbers are. And it's just an integral part of our life. What would life look like without numbers, right? Oh, how would we interpret our bank accounts? How would we? I mean, it's everywhere. It's everything, and they're so important. I mean, even like a phone number, which is tied to somebody that you love, right? You want to talk to them, you have to put in a specific sequence. And then you get to your friend, or your family member or whoever, and your contact, and you're able to communicate with them. And so numbers are just incredibly important, and you can't get away from it. And it's just so interesting, this angel number concept, because there's just, like anything, there is a surface understanding, and then there's deeper understandings, and realizations that this phenomena can bring you. And even if you are somebody who, I was thinking about this morning, even if you were someone who just couldn't get into the mystical side of it, you just couldn't wrap your head around that, you couldn't get to it, and that bothered you, you could still have fun with it. And the numbers can still bring meaningful moments to your life. And I'm going to explain to you how right now. See, the angel numbers, the aspect of the angel numbers that makes it so interesting, so impactful, right, is that it's numerical sequence, right? So it could be like 1111, it might be like 333, 444, 555. And there are longer sequences also, which you can look into. Now, each one of these sequences has a meaning attached to it. And you say, well, how, Anthony? How do I know what the meaning is? Well, you can just go right to Google. You guys type in whatever it is. So if it's 1111, for instance, you would put in go to the Google search engine and you say, what is the meaning of 1111? And you can use the term angel number also. It doesn't, you don't have to, but I mean, there's already Google and every other program, search engine, AI already is very familiar with the concept of angel numbers, and you'll hit on what you're looking for right away. Just type in 333, 444, 555. What is the meaning of these things, right? And so what's interesting is where you start seeing these number sequences and the regularity that you start seeing them. All right. And so this is what I'm telling you is that this can add something really fun to your day that you can look out for. And even it can hand you some really impactful moments, and one of the things that I recognize in my life, which is a long life. I'm 59 years old, and I've got a lot of life experience, and I've experienced a lot of interesting days, and so many days where you just work, and just work and work and work and work and work and work. It turns into weeks, months, even years, and you don't stop to smell the roses, and you don't take time to appreciate nature. You don't take time to be quiet with yourself. You don't take the time to, maybe connect with other people at a level that you could, and you're missing out on something, when you do that, because you just think that, well, life is all work, and it's, moving things around and making things work. And There's no question that that is part of life, but it can't be all of life, you know? And I'll tell you, for people like myself who are busy people, who are always thinking about what to create next and what to start, you know, and I've always got like, 10 projects going on at the same time. And it's real easy to just get lost in work, and even though I feel like my work is creative, uh, it can still take me away from other aspects of life. I'm a father, I have a child in my care, and I have to take time to connect with my baby. And, you know, she needs me. And I have two dogs, and I have to take some time to connect with those dogs. And I have workers, and I have to learn to connect with them too, and it's like, I can't just be all in my head all the time. And I'm saying all of this because, a lot of times we don't have someone in our life to kind of like poke us, and say, hey, Anthony, you might want to can you take just 10 or 15 minutes to, but sit down, just relax, man. Meditate, pray, call somebody, that you haven't seen for a while, and just see how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And those things can be really meaningful, right? But if we don't have someone in our life to do it, and how do you get reminded? And the universe, God, however you want to see this, actually has a system in place to help you stop and smell the roses, so to speak. And it's through these angel numbers. And I'm just going to show you one of the neat ways to do this. And it's kind of fun. You can even get your kids in on this. And it's so once you start thinking about this, you're going to start seeing these numerical sequences all over the place, and it's going to open up new doors for you. It's kind of like, like when you buy a certain type of car, like let's say you just bought like, I don't know, a Mini Cooper, which I could never buy a car that small. I wouldn't even be able to get inside that thing. But if I did, and when you buy a car, like all of a sudden now you start realizing that you see that same car everywhere, right? Or before you weren't thinking about it, but now because you have one, you see it everywhere, right? You know what I'm talking about. And this is kind of like that, because now that you know what you're looking for, you're going to see it everywhere. So where are the places that you would look for these sequences? Well, the first place you're going to notice them is your phone. And it could be the outside temperature. It could be the time, right, on the clock. It could be your battery level, okay? It could be in your emails, order numbers. Maybe you place an order on the internet or something. Just start looking everywhere. When you go to a restaurant, usually you take your receipt and you throw it in the garbage. Don't do that. Take that receipt, sit down with your kids, and look for the numerical sequences. And when you find them, whip out your smartphone, get onto Google, and see what the universe is trying to tell you. It's so cool. And it's such a fun game. And kids will love this. They just will absolutely go crazy over this because there's so many neat messages waiting for everyone. You could be like the other day, I pulled up right behind a school bus, and guess what the number of the school bus was? 333. And you're just going to start seeing, like, all over the place, you're going to start seeing how the universe is whispering to you. God is whispering to you to try to tell you that, to remind you that you're special, that you're loved, that other people love you, and to slow down and to smell the roses, or to remember, okay, your anniversary, or whatever. to remember the little things, to appreciate the little things, to have gratitude in your life. It's just reminders. And so when you go to look up these angel numbers, they're just going to give you ideas. It's going to poke you a little bit, and just help you remember what's really important. And you're going to see these sequences all over the place, all over the place. You could be watching TV. If you see numbers, pay attention. When you get your receipts from going out to eat or going shopping, save those receipts. Sit down with your kids and just look over those receipts and see what you can find. When you're out and about, look at the addresses. Look at the addresses on the buildings on the side of the road as you travel. Pay attention to everything. Look everywhere. And you'll start to see all these hidden messages that are everywhere. And it's like the universe. The universe is just like broadcasting day and night. All the time, God is broadcasting all of these messages to remind you, to drive into you, so that you don't forget that you're loved, that God's thinking of you, that God wants the best for you, is trying to get you to want the best for yourself, to think about the things that really matter, and to put away the things that don't. And these angel numbers, when you start reading about them, you're going to see these are very impactful messages. And for children, this is amazing game for kids to play, because it can start them thinking about, you're planting seeds with your children, helping them start to take on certain ideas and concepts. Absolutely can have an impact on their life in a very positive way. It's just fun, and it's a good reminder, when we get so busy with life. And so have fun with these angel numbers. Don't get all tripped up in the mysticism or the spirituality of it if it bothers you. It doesn't, okay, it's not rule. This isn't rules. It's not rules based. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. Be thankful, that this phenomena, if that's a better word for you, that this phenomena is here. It exists. It's available to you, for you. Just to remind you of certain things that we forget because we're busy people, not because we're bad. It's just that we're busy. And we need reminders, and when you're an adult, you don't have somebody reminding you all the time like a kid does. Like a kid, hey, you need to clean your room. Hey, you need to do the dishes. Kids, they got somebody in their life to remind them. But us adults, oftentimes we don't. And we get so wrapped up in what we're doing, we forget. So we need the ultimate parent, the universe, God, to just kind of, hey, don't forget I love you. So anyway, that's my morning message. I'm having a great morning. I hope you are too. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Have fun with those numbers. And if you've got any interesting number stories, put it in the down below wherever this video is. So other people can read. I know a lot of fun stuff happens here. There's a lot of cool stories here. Let's hear them. Okay, bye.